just united front was determined this morning that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just, we had a very...
that really needed to be mentioned.
That was ridiculous. That was childish, and Sabrina had to let it be known. I don't really think that was necessary. She trying to laugh it off, but Sabrina's not feeling you saying that.
Now, Sabrina Ionescu quickly, swiftly, and in a hurry, kind of tried to stop Kelsey Plum from taking these little shots, but she didn't care.
Kelsey Dumb strikes again.
Sabrina Ionescu's eye roll just exposed the most toxic moment in WNBA history. The 2025 All-Star Game post-game press conference turned into an absolute disaster when Plum oddly singled out Team Caitlin Clark for not being very present in Saturday morning's meeting, when the players were planning their shirt demonstration, saying 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. And the immediate reaction from Sabrina, sitting right next to her, was pure television gold, as she made a bemused expression and then rolled her eyes before sarcastically replying that really needed to be mentioned, which elicited awkward chuckles from the room.
Sabrina Ionescu did not like this shit, by the way.
And you can just see, even with the way Sabrina Ionescu's reacting, she's like, what did you just say?
And right in front of Sabrina Ionescu, right there, right next to her, you have no shame. This woman's just trashy, dog. Like, Kelsey Plum is trashy, bro. That's the reason why Darren Waller left her. Smart man, by the way, because his salary was pretty nice when he signed with the Giants.
The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. And Ionescu's facial expression said everything about how completely unnecessary and inappropriate Plum's comment was, especially considering Clark was at home nursing a groin and couldn't even defend herself from this unprovoked attack. But what happened next proves Caitlin Clark is operating on a completely different level than her petty competitors, because instead of engaging in public drama, she waited for the perfect moment to deliver the most savage response possible. And if you want to see more coverage of this unfolding WNBA chaos, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop Team Sabrina in the comments if you saw that epic eye roll.
Y'all need media training, bro. Like, I hate to see y'all really need media training. This was so unnecessary. And then you gonna take shots after that trash game y'all displayed?
And
Saturday's WNBA All-Star Game was all about the players, with every athlete who made the trip to Indianapolis putting on a united front in the face of the union's ongoing collective bargaining agreement negotiations with the league, as players wore "Pay Us What You Owe Us" t-shirts ahead of the All-Star Game tip-off to demonstrate solidarity for better compensation and working conditions. The coordinated effort was supposed to show that all WNBA players were standing together, regardless of individual rivalries or team affiliations. And initially, the message seemed powerful, as fans and media focused on the players coming together for a common cause rather than the usual controversies that plagued the league. Plum explained that it was a very powerful moment. As players, we didn't know that was going to happen. It was a genuine surprise that was determined that morning during a meeting they had specifically for this purpose. But then she completely destroyed the unity narrative by calling out Team Clark members for not being present at the planning meeting.
The shirts read, "Pay us what you owe us." And of course, everybody clowned that.
You said you wanted to look united, right? You wanted to make it look like y'all all were on one accord. You wanted to make it look like the advocacy was there between you all. And you come out and say 0 members of Team Caitlin Clark was there. How do you think that make y'all look now?
She joined you guys to stand as a one united front, and then you go and take shots at her when she's responsible for more than 55% of the business? Are you crazy? Have you lost your damn mind?
The irony is absolutely stunning, because here you have players demanding more money while simultaneously creating drama around the person who is single-handedly responsible for bringing the revenue that would make those salary increases possible in the first place. Sabrina Ionescu's reaction was the highlight of the entire press conference and honestly saved the situation from being even more embarrassing than it already was, because her immediate response showed that at least one player understood how ridiculous Plum's comment sounded. The New York Liberty star appeared visibly uncomfortable as Plum took a subtle jab at Caitlin Clark and her all-star teammates. And you could see the exact moment she realized her teammate had just made a massive mistake by throwing shade at players who weren't even there to defend themselves.
We know your league doesn't make a profit, and the only hopes of it making a profit is that lady right there on my screen.
Y'all only got close to the green for the first time ever because of Caitlin Clark's there.
You tried to get them more money last year behind the scenes. They still didn't like you. You came out and spoke out for black women and black women athletes, especially black women basketball players. They still don't like it. Don't matter what you do. The peers of the WNBA do not mess with you. It just is what it is.
You know what? Caitlin Clark didn't have to do that. She didn't have to wear the shirt or anything, but she did it out of solidarity and good faith to help support the WNBA and the other players. What do? Discredit her and discredit everybody on her team about it.
Ionescu had been selected to Team Clark before Clark's injury withdrawal. So, she clearly felt some loyalty to the absent superstar, which made Plum's comment even more inappropriate, since it was essentially criticizing her own teammates' decision-making. The fact that Ionescu called out Plum's comment in real time with such perfect sarcasm shows she has more maturity and professionalism than the veteran player sitting right next to her. And her eye roll became an instant meme that perfectly captured how everyone felt about this unnecessary drama. But Caitlin Clark's response to this whole situation proves why she's operating on a completely different level than the players trying to tear her down, because instead of getting into a public feud, she waited for the perfect opportunity to deliver the most savage comeback possible. Clark replied to a Kelsey Plum Instagram post with this message, "Thank you for the Nike ad." Plum is an Under Armour athlete, while Clark is sponsored by Nike, which turned Plum's own social media post into free advertising for her rival's brand. The 6-word response was absolutely brilliant, because it was subtle enough to fly under the radar of casual observers, but devastating enough that anyone who understood the context immediately recognized the level of disrespect Clark just delivered. This is exactly the kind of strategic thinking that separates superstars from role players, because Clark managed to get the last word without stooping to the petty level of public drama that Plum initiated at the press conference.
These women are insufferable. They don't deserve more money. They don't get any ratings outside of Caitlin Clark. They openly disrespect her. They don't deserve Caitlin Clark. They don't deserve attention. They don't deserve a league.
Caitlin Clark, I want her to clap back so bad. She needs to clap back, man. Stop being nice. Stop doing people favors. Stop trying to help a sister out. Stop doing all that stuff, bro. These are some ungrateful hyenas.
Part of me just does wish you would be like, look, man, I'm tired of y'all disrespecting. I'm tired of y'all hating and taking shots. Go figure this out on your own. Let me see y'all get a deal done without me, without my numbers, without my fans who y'all all claim was racist. Y'all called all of her fans racist, but you want to use the numbers supported by those same racist fans. You want to use those numbers to try to get more money.
The response from NBA legends has been swift and brutal toward Kelsey Plum, with Michael Jordan's former Chicago Bulls teammate candidly weighing in on Kelsey Plum's petty shot at Caitlin Clark during All-Star Weekend. And when 3-time NBA champions are calling out your behavior, that should be a massive wake-up call that you made a serious mistake. These are respected voices in basketball who understand the importance of supporting your league's biggest stars rather than tearing them down, and they are not impressed with what they witnessed during the All-Star game. The fact that established NBA players are weighing in on WNBA drama shows just how much attention Clark brings to women's basketball and how her treatment by certain players is being noticed by the broader basketball community, which only makes Plum's comments look more ridiculous in hindsight. The business reality makes this entire situation even more absurd when you look at the actual impact Caitlin Clark has on WNBA revenue and attendance. Because despite the absence, Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis was still packed to the rafters. But reports indicate that Clark's absence caused ticket prices to drop by more than 50%.